So, forgot to mention, we also collected clips from our families and our family and friends, and of the lessons that they learned, this year as well.
Bradley and Janine here. We're 9-to-5ers who love to travel to explore different places, try different food, and experience different cultures. But just like other travelers, due to the pandemic and travel restrictions around the globe, our international travel plans for this year have been put on hold. But we did manage to squeeze in some short trips exploring our province, Ontario, where we did a quick RV trip and some wine tasting in Prince Edward County. 2020 has been a difficult year for many of us for so many reasons. But now that 2020 is coming to a close, we wanted to take some time to share some of the things we learned in this very strange year to close off 2020 and open 2021 with a new perspective for the better.
Welcome back to our channel. My name is Bradley.
Hi, and I'm Janine. And what we wanted to do is end 2020 on a positive note. And given that 2020 has been a unique year, not just for us, but for everyone, we really learned so much about ourselves and about life in general. So we wanted to share it with you in hopes that you take something out of it.
Over the past week, we asked our friends and family to submit what they learned in 2020 as well, so that we can hopefully have a mix of different perspectives from everybody. Without further delay, let's roll the clips.
2020, huh? What a strange year it has been. But you know what? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself and about life in general. But one of the main things I learned is that time is precious. The meaning of that phrase changed for me this year. Before the pandemic started, I always felt the need to be productive every second, every minute, and every hour of the day. I always felt like in order for my time on this planet to be worth it, I have to be productive. It came to a point where I got sick because I was over fatigued, and it came to a point where I also stopped taking naps because I felt like taking naps is a waste of time. I thought that, that half an hour or an hour or however long it may be, I could use that time doing something else that's more productive, such as, working on a project, doing some actual work, or creating something. Because of that, I was living such a fast-paced life that I forgot to slow down and really appreciate life. So when this pandemic started, some of the projects and other things that I was working on came to a pause. So I had some time to be with myself and reflect and really listen to my thoughts. And that's when I came to realize, and I guess that's when the definition of time is precious changed to me. Now, to me, time is precious means living life to the fullest in your own terms. And for me, that means I don't need to live such a fast-paced life. It's okay for me to take a pause. And it's okay for me to slow down and just appreciate life. So, Happy New Year and good luck in 2021.
So 2020 has definitely been a very odd and extraordinary year for everyone. There's been a lot of hurdles that people had to jump through just to get through the year itself, and whether it be big or small, we all had something to go through to kind of push ourselves forward. For me personally, if there's anything that I really taught myself throughout this year, was to have the patience and to understand that the process doesn't always happen right away. Things happen within a short time and a long time, but to also not beat yourself over your shortcomings and to be easy on yourself when you don't meet those goals right away. Just know that the process is there for a reason, and every step that you take is definitely a learning experience. But if there's anything else I can add on to that, it's definitely your friends and the people who support you will always be rooting for you no matter what. Whatever step you take, whatever fall you do, they'll always be there to back you up, lift you up, and help you push through that path again. So yeah, 2020 may have been a tough year, but guess what? People came out stronger from it, and I'm only hoping for the best for 2021.
Hi everyone, Lux here. What I learned this year, and I'm continuing to learn, is how to invest more time into nurturing the relationship I have with myself. I found that it was important for me to not only identify the things that are going to make me feel happy and fulfilled as an adult, but to also spend time revisiting the things that I loved as a kid. I found that the more time I spent leaning into my old hobbies, the more passion and excitement flowed into my work and creativity as an adult. Remember, you're the person that you've known the longest up until now, and you're the person that you're going to know the longest throughout your whole life. So it's important to invest and nurture the relationship that you have with yourself and within. I want to thank Janine and Bradley for giving me the time to talk in this video, and if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I know they have some wicked content coming down the pipeline.
The biggest thing that I learned in 2020 is that you'll never have full control over everything that happens in your life, and you just have to learn how to go with the flow. This year I had a big trip planned that had to get canceled. I knew loved ones who were supposed to get married and that either had to be changed or postponed. And I just had some personal projects and goals that I also had been working months towards, and all that had to basically be set aside. And this year really taught me that even when life doesn't go the way that you planned, it doesn't mean that your life just stops. At the end of the day, you can choose a different direction, choose a different purpose for the time being, or just take that time to rest to figure out a plan B. And that became the most important thing that I learned this year.
With that COVID-19, we have lots of time for ourselves, for our family, and time to meditate. We have time to pray and be closer to God, because without that pandemic, all of us just work and work and work.
Hi everyone. One of the major lessons that I've learned this past year is the importance of taking breaks and slowing down. For me, I always used to feel the need to be productive all the time, but 2020 and especially the COVID pandemic has taught me that, I don't need to be productive all the time, and I should really listen to my body when it tells me that I need rest, when I'm overworking or myself, or when I'm feeling on the verge of burning out. And I think that realizing the need to slow down has really helped with my physical and mental well-being this past year. But yeah, hope you're all staying safe, and Happy New Year.
Hi everybody, my name is Cora and I'm here to share with you some things that I learned this past year in 2020. So obviously this was a really tough year for a lot of people due to COVID and everything that came with that. But through this, it really taught me the importance and the value of practicing more gratitude, practicing more kindness, becoming and being a more understanding person, a more conscientious person, and overall being and becoming somebody that you're proud of, who is able to genuinely connect with the people around you and the people that you love.
So, 2021 really has been a rough year. It's quite an understatement. It's really been like a roller coaster of emotions and just a lot of things happening. Like, for example, this whole pandemic. But honestly, despite of all those things, I found that this was the year where we slowed down from our normally busy lives, to allow us to become more appreciative, to reflect and reprioritize like what is important, and for some people to be able to do things that they wanted to do, but back then they don't do them because they often have this excuse of like not having enough time. But yeah, 2020 just made me realize that you just need to be more appreciative and more grateful for all the blessings that you have, and to enjoy the smallest moments really, and just to be more resilient. So I hope that 2021 would be a better year. I hope that we take all these lessons that we learned from 2020 to 2021.
So at the start of the pandemic, I didn't have a job and I found myself bored a lot of the time, so I would spend more money than I'd usually spend. And when I saw the habits of other people that were on lockdown, I saw that they would spend money too. So in 2020, I guess I learned that if you're stuck and you're bored doing nothing, you're more prone to spend your money.
So this year I learned to stop comparing myself to others and to really focus on myself. When we first went into lockdown, I loved it because I had a lot of time to do a lot of the things that I didn't have time to do in the past. So I got a lot of time to bake, I started practicing piano and drawing and sewing, and I was playing a lot of games that I didn't have a lot of time to do before. And I even started learning a new language. And even though I felt that I was making good use of my time, I couldn't help but look at others my age who are actually contributing to society and progressing in their lives. And it made me feel really stuck. And these people were doing things with their lives, but what about me? What was I doing with my life? And it took me a lot of time to realize that I'm not alone, and that 2020 was such a crazy year that put so many people's lives on hold. But that doesn't mean that we're any less of a people compared to those who seem to have their life put together. And there's no timeline or specific life template that we need to follow. And everyone progresses their journeys at their own pace. So even though it felt like I was wasting time, I know that now that wasn't the case. And it doesn't matter what people are doing, as long as you just do you, that is more than enough. And that is what I learned in 2020.
Okay, so something I learned in 2020, which I guess didn't even really learn this year at all. It's just something that was cemented in my mind this year, reinforced in my mind. And that's that in life, it's your relationships that matter most. It's the relationships that make life meaningful. All the moments you get to spend time with people, like real, genuine people. Like all the money and possessions in the world don't mean anything if you don't have real, genuine people to spend your time with. So, to all those people in my life, thanks for being you. Thanks for being a part of my life. Thanks for all the amazing, beautiful moments we spent together. Which brings me to another thing, like, all that exists is this moment right now. So make the most of it. Live these moments for you. Like, the only moment in your life you have control over is this present moment right now. It's always the present moment. So live your life for you. Do what you want to do. And that way you'll always live a life you're happy for and you'll enjoy. Like 2020 was an amazing year for me, to be honest. I'm sure 2021 will be too. So yeah, that's what I learned this year. Wish you all the best in this upcoming year in 2021.
So what I've learned this year, or I should probably say what got emphasized this year, is how fragile our life and our health is. It's just because I've witnessed people go through this virus, and I've witnessed people succumb to this virus, and it was really heartbreaking. It just made me realize how important it is for us to take care of our health. Also, I've realized things that I took for granted. For example, being able to see my friends on a daily basis, and being able to hug my family without me worrying that I'd pass on some sort of deadly virus. I don't know, it just made me appreciate those small things, and I'm hoping that we could get back to that.
This year I learned we're more resilient than we think. In a year that has been so hard on so many people, I've seen the world adjust, create to meet the world's needs in powerful ways, and choose faith over fear. Every day we have the choice on how we want to live our lives, and I'm choosing to be grateful. I've learned there's so many blessings around me, and I know this year has been so hard and so difficult, and there's been a lot of tragic events that have happened. But I believe that there is hope. I believe that the best is yet to come, and I believe that this year made us better, made us stronger, and made us ready for what's ahead.
This year was so so interesting. Obviously there's a lot going on in 2020, a lot of everything and a lot of nothing, but this year has taught me to really lean into the chaos and lean into opportunity. I think in the midst of this year there was so much opportunity and room for growth, for learning, for understanding, and for listening, and for that I'm like super thankful for just the time to really do all of those things, to just really sit and rest with what's going on and to make decisions and provide action and just work to be a better person. I'm also such a big believer in my faith, and I think that this year has really solidified standing firm and standing planted and really honing in on those values that just stay true to your heart and stay true to your character. Yeah, I think there's just so much to be grateful for, and I think waking up every day with an attitude of gratitude, so cheesy, is so important. And something I personally do every day is write down 2 to 3 things that I'm thankful for. And some days they've been super mundane. It's been like got out of bed and that was enough for me. But I think it's important to understand that each moment and each day in our life is something that we actively have to be thankful and grateful for, especially heading into a new year where we're given the chance to like learn even more.
2020 has been a very challenging year for me. This year, I've had the realization that I've grown complacent in many aspects of my life. I haven't been training Ezra as much as I wanted to. My side hustles haven't been turning any profit, and like I haven't been spending as much time on my relationships as I should. Sometimes me and Janine don't even talk to each other because of how busy we get with our work, but that isn't a good excuse. We both live with each other. So what I learned this year is that if I want something, I really have to go get it. I can't grow complacent, I can't be lazy. But this also means that I think I need to develop better habits. So if I need to remember something, I should write it down. If there's a plan, I write it down, or I note it down, or give myself a notification on my phone. No excuses. If I want to spend time with somebody, I should hit them up, plan that. If I want to train Ezra, I should do it, but I should plan the time and set time for that, and perhaps have a routine every day to do that. This realization has really improved my life during these past few months. I just hope that it's useful for you too.
Both Bradley and I really want to say thank you to everyone who participated in this small project. We loved hearing what everyone learned because we also learned from you. So thank you so much. And to those of you who are watching, we hope you find this relatable and we hope you take something out of it. Good luck in 2021, and we hope that with this, you open 2021 with a new perspective for the better.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you won't miss our videos whenever we post them. We do plan on posting a lot more regularly this year, so please stay tuned. Boom! Boom!